This video is about solving polynomial equations. There are various ways to do this, but for this video, we are going to focus on the use of factoring. For example, solve 2x cubed plus 8x squared is equal to 10x. What do we mean by solve? To solve means finding the value of x that will make the equation true. So by inspection, trial and error, or guess and check, if I substitute 0 for x, 2 times 0 cubed plus 8 times 0 squared is equal to 10 times 0, because the left-hand side is equal to 0, and so is the right-hand side. That's one way to do it. However, it's not practical all the time, especially when the degree increases, the number of possible solutions also increases. How do we do it algebraically? Going back to the original problem, first, we arrange the terms in standard form such that f of x is equal to 0. So in other words, we move the 10x to the left-hand side. Don't forget to change its sign. And the right-hand side will change to 0. After that, we find the zeros of the equation by factoring the left-hand side completely. So they are called zeros because they are the numbers that we can substitute for x and will make the equation equal to 0. We can begin factoring the polynomial by using the greatest common factor. The GCF is 2x. Dividing each term by the GCF, we get x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now to complete the factorization process, we can use the x method to factor the quadratic trinomial. Let's find two numbers whose product is negative 5, but whose sum or difference is positive 4. So we know that 5 times negative 1 is negative 5, while 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So if we factor that completely, we will get 2x times x plus 5 times x minus 1 is equal to 0. After factoring completely, we use the zero product property and copy each factor and make it equal to 0. 2x is equal to 0, that means x is equal to 0. X plus 5 is equal to 0, means x is equal to negative 5, while x minus 1 equal to 0 means x is equal to 1. So the three solutions are 0, negative 5, and negative 1. Here are more examples on solving polynomial equations. For the first one, think about the GCF. What would it be? Alright, the GCF is w, and dividing each term by w will give us w squared minus 8w plus 16. Now what can you say about this quadratic trinomial? Are you going to use the x method? Or can you think of another way to do it? By inspection, 16 is a perfect square. It means it's equal to 4 times 4. W squared is also a perfect square because it's w times w. By further inspection, the middle term is an even number and it's actually equal to twice the product of w and 4. So that means this quadratic trinomial is actually a perfect square trinomial. So to factor a perfect square trinomial, it will become w times w minus 4 times w minus 4. Or you can also write it as w times w minus 4 to the second power. So if you're going to use the zero product property, pretty much you copy each factor and make it equal to 0. So for example, w is equal to 0, and the other one is w minus 4 squared is equal to 0. Or you can write it out w minus 4 is equal to 0, and write another set for the other factor. There you go. So let me just take these parentheses out. Solving for w, we get w is equal to 0 for the first one. Well, for the second one, w is equal to 4. And for the third one, w is also equal to 4. So if a solution is repeated twice, we only write it once. So that means this problem has two possible solutions, namely 0 and 4. Alright, so now it's your turn. Go ahead and try to solve these two polynomial equations by using the factoring method.